I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand.
The properties of fool's gold.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
You fool!
Fool, idiot, moron, nut, stupid.
You two are just dumb in a bag of hammers.
One of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
It's called fool's gold.
Fool's gold.
Or fool's gold.
I had a great drive over today.
Yeah.
The traffic was horrendous.
All right.
But I was all right.
Yeah, just chilled within it.
Yeah, and I think you've got to sometimes pay homage to that and appreciate it, because how many times when the traffic's bad does it affect you?
Oh mate, I am brutal for it.
Oh yeah, I mean I am. I find it horrific and stressful.
I love a bit of road rage, mate. I proper get into it. Like
I've mentioned this before. Yeah,
I flip. I proper wish death upon a person's whole family. I'm trying really hard. I'll tell you what I've done the last few days when I've been driving around, when I've done odd little... I'm not doing much driving. But when I do, what I'm trying to work on is positive road rage.
Okay.
Right?
How do you do positive road rage?
I'm not allowed...
Hey! You're doing really well, but you maybe could do a little bit better in future.
Exactly. It's exactly that. I'm not allowed to say the first thing I think, which is... I want to set you on fire.
I want to kill your family.
Yeah, I will find you. I will hunt you down. Yeah, no, none of that. What I end up shouting is, "You're probably a really nice person who's having a bad day." Yeah. Stuff like that, or "You seem really cool. What a cool guy." It might be sarcastic.
Or you could go something like, "I'm a really nice person that's having a bad day. Listen, I think you're a cunt."
That sounds a bit too. That sounds a bit too like, "I'm a really nice person," but
then you insult them really badly after
it.
So basically, they know that you don't mean it, but you still get your insult in.
I think that undermines the intention of the program. I'm trying to chill out. I'm trying to not...
It undermines the intention of the program. Have you written a thesis on this?
Yeah, man. Look, this is how I treat myself. I've got to train myself out of shit.
You've got to do programs, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got to gradually. What I've done and I'm trying to do is just find a bit of me that's dead shit, and it's not hard. I'm all right, that bit's fucked up.
Which bit did you choose?
So I'm trying to work on the rage a bit.
Oh, I thought physically.
No, mate. This is. I've given up on that.
You can't fucking polish it.
If 10-minute yoga can't fix it, I'm not interested. It can stay broke.
Have you had some more affirmations, by the way?
Well, actually, I've moved on to a new bit where she makes you set your own one. And she's like, I'll think of one word. And what I do is I think of the most inappropriate word I can't. Worse than that. Anyway, words that I'm not allowed to say even on this podcast is what I do. And then I giggle to myself while I'm doing my downward facing dog.
Hey,
anyway.
Did you get what I tagged you in today? You wouldn't have done on Fool's Gold. I tagged you in, us in. Words that Shakespeare's invented.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and some of the ones that you said were up there.
Yeah, I know. I fucking googled it.
Swagger.
Oh yeah,
that was one.
Shakespeare invented swag.
Yeah, I mean, how else would you talk about Oasis for 10 years?
Anyway, where did we get to that from?
Oh, what is your driving program?
Oh yeah, I was basically I'm trying to stop the rage.
Bedazzle was another.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I just sort of have to focus on a thing and try and train it out of me. And the rage isn't going anywhere, but the problem with the rage is the problems it causes. I had a thing.
It's where you're letting it out.
Yeah.
And how you're letting it out.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the time where I was in traffic on the motorway, right? And it was really bad and it's a really hot day and I had loads of drive left to do to a gig. And I'm really stressed. I'm already, I'm 4 hours away from my gig and I'm already, my sat-nav tells me I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
So I'm stressed.
It's so horrendous. You're stressed for so long, aren't you?
Exactly.
I've lost gigs. I've had to tell them.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And I've been driving for 2 hours.
I know. You just got to go home.
Jam.
You just got to go round and round about fuck off home.
And then eventually when you get off, you go, I'll drive 2 hours. I've just driven 4 hours for nothing.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
So I was having one of those.
And the promoter hates you.
Yeah. I'm having one of those. I'm stressed out of fuck, right? Yeah. And there's a guy in front of me and he's fiddling on his phone while it's on his lap. And I get really annoyed when I'm in a traffic jam and someone takes ages to fill the space in front of him.
Yeah.
Because that is how traffic jams develop, right? Yeah. It's the knock-on effect of loads of people doing that.
The rage is starting to come out.
I know. But that is literally how they happen, right? Yeah. It's because of that.
It's not really. Do you reckon it is because of that?
Sometimes,
sometimes you go, why did that traffic jam happen?
It's because of one person's overreacting to someone else slowing down a little bit, and it so sometimes there's nothing causing it. It's just so it's that.
Really, that's it.
So I get so annoyed when I see someone who just leaves ages and then fills it up whenever they fancy. So he's fiddling on his phone on his lap, right? And and he's doing it loads of times, and I'm just seething, mate. The rage is right up there.
Just give him a quick beep. Beep.
No beeps. I'm in my car, right? I'm just in behind him, and it's just to myself, I just go, "Get off your fucking phone, you fucking cunt!" And then when he turned round, I remembered it was a really hot day.
Yeah.
I had my window down, and so did he. So what I thought was a comment to myself in the car was actually a direct comment to him. And he turned round and he had a shaved head and he looked dead hard, and I fucking wilted immediately.
Oh my God.
I immediately was like, shit. Yeah. Luckily, he stayed in his car to just unleash a tirade at me, which I just left. Because I was like, this was meant to be just for me.
Yeah.
But it was one of those where I'm like, there's been loads of times where I've nearly had a fight after road rage. You know, there's been loads of times where it's nearly tipped over. So I don't need that in my life.
No.
So I'm just working on, people drive badly sometimes. I do it sometimes.
I'm a really placid guy. I've had a lot of road rage incidents. Particularly when I've overreacted to something and then someone else has overreacted to my overreaction. But I can't sustain my overreaction. I'm too nice.
Right. That's not the issue with me. Mine's that I'm too much of a pussy.
Oh, right. No, that's what I'm saying. Well, I don't stay angry.
Yeah.
I get angry and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, no, I'm still raging.
The anger subsides because I know it's not necessarily, I don't take it personally.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not how I take it personally, but I will drive for 3 hours after someone has cut me up,
and you think
cursing him, and I'm just thinking about that.
Oh yeah,
and I'm ranting to myself.
That. Yeah,
mate, I suppose you can. I'm thinking about like.
What's the longest you've ever thought about an incident?
Mate, I still think about some of them.
Yeah,
there's one There's one where I was a bit in the wrong, but I still think this guy was a cunt. Right, where I still think about this little prick. Like this one, so there was a junction, right? It's a really busy junction where there's like big roads, like sort of a crossroads, right? And like there's a row of cars in front of me that are all sort of waiting to go in front of me. I'm turning right.
Yeah.
These are all turning right, and I wait till the lane that's just going past me clears. Then I go, but I've misjudged it. There's another one coming.
Right.
There's another one coming. He came slowly, but I couldn't see him because of the other cars, right? And he beeps at me and goes mental. I'm like, you know what? Sorry, mate. I'm sorry. That one was probably me. Yeah. But you can see what's happened. You know, it's one of them. I drive off, right? And I go 5 minutes down the road. And I'm filling up my car. And this car screeches into the petrol station. And like, I'm about to get out of my car. I'm sat down at this point. I'm in my car. Right, I'm just like getting me wallet. And he like screeches in. And like, it's the guy from this.
I guess that.
Yeah, it wasn't just a random car.
No.
He gets out and he like marches over to my car and he's like banging on my window. He goes, "You fucking cut me up, you fucking piece of shit." And I just looked out the window and laughed because he was dead short and he didn't realise what was about to happen when I stood up.
Yeah.
Right? There are times when being 6'7" is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This guy is like 5'2", proper short man syndrome. Like he's like a middle-aged white guy, about 50.
Is it Danny DeVito territory? Is that's what
I'm
feeling?
Bit taller, like. But like, you know, just like that little, like wearing like one of them plaid ginghamy shirts. He's just full of rage, short sleeve shirt.
He's full of rage. He's 5'2".
And like I opened my door by pushing it into him.
Nice. That's a lovely move.
It was great. I opened it, pushed it into him, and he had to like step back a little bit, and then I just stood up. Right, and then his tone changed so dramatically. It was great. I'm never normally the one who's making someone else being a pussy.
Yeah, you are a real hero in this story.
Mate, I was so delighted.
That's incredible.
I stood up.
I thought it was going to be a story of like humiliation.
Mate, it was for like this was the one time I'm like, oh, you little fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
I stood up and like, yeah, and he goes like, oh, mate, you like cut me up with that junction. I go, yeah, and I apologise. I couldn't see you because of the traffic. Did you follow me here to tell me that? Is this a coincidence, or did you follow me here? He's like, I just, you know, look better. Look better?
What are you trying to say, you dickhead?
I just went, all right. And he just went,
I'll try and get a decent shirt.
And then he just had to leave, and there was just this really like long, slow walk across the
that's horrible
forecourt.
What music do you think would have been played if it was a soap opera?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah,
it's great. But like the thing with me is,
oh, don't stop believe it. You know, don't know why. Just
like,
trying to keep it upbeat.
I have, like, that's the thing with me. Like, because I'm so big, sometimes people they can't work it out.
Yeah.
But like, if you try and fight me, you'll 9 times out of 10 win it. I'm not good.
If you'd have slammed into him, if he'd have just started hitting you as you were getting out of the car, it would have been far better for him, wouldn't it? Would you have fought him back?
Well, I would have tried to, but I'm in a vulnerable position. I'm also not good at fighting.
Exactly.
I'm not coordinated. I'm not trained. I'm like
not trained.
Well, no, like I've never punched a bag in anger. You know,
No.
I've never like been to a boxing class or anything.
Don't punch your bag in anger. Fucking hell, mate, that's brilliant. I'm not. Are you hard? Is he not trained?
I'm not, mate.
I'm hard. Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I was trained by the streets.
I'm not trained, but I'm hard. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you've got a little bit of black shit on your forehead.
And that's happened again.
Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah. Do you want me to get it for you?
Yeah.
Because you can't. Anyway, come here. Oh, what? It's baked in.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I've got it. There you go.
Oh, thanks. It's baked in like I've been in an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't annoying for me, but it was more annoying for you.
Yeah, no, mate, I'll be honest with you. Since we started, I noticed after we started, right, so I couldn't, so I've just been for the whole time.
Like a really kind of fucked up Punjabi kind of thing going on.
Like, it looked like, you know, like if I haven't been making proper eye contact with you for this whole thing, that's what it was.
I think you might have been drifting. I kind of, yeah.
Did you spot it?
I think I did now, looking with hindsight, yeah.
Like, we'll be able to like rewind the footage and watch the bits where I'm just like,
I wish I'd left it now. And how do I get it back?
Well, it means I can't edit the podcast now because there'll be a continuity error. The little spot on your head.
Don't edit it.
I don't, mate. I don't. I
never
don't
edit.
Well, no, there are a few edits. If you've been watching all the podcasts, you will see there's a few edits. But that's where we've said something too spicy for YouTube.
It's more not an edit. It's a cutout.
Yeah, it's like, no, right, we went too far.
That bit doesn't exist
we didn't
anymore.
have an episode last week. We should apologise.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh no, I don't apologise.
I don't think anyone cares.
No, I got some messages.
Oh right.
People.
Oh, but no, it's not going to hurt anybody, is it?
Well, no, exactly. This is fucking free.
It's quite paradoxical, that, and it's a good word.
Yeah.
I want them to care and be upset, but I don't want anybody to be upset.
Yeah. So I know what you mean. You want them to care enough that they're like, my week is ruined.
Yeah.
But also, we don't want to ruin your week.
In a way, I hope your Monday, because we have about a few hundred listeners on a Monday morning, which is always like on that. When it first comes out, it's like a Monday thing for some people. So we might have upset some Mondays.
They've only had it for like 2 months. It's not like it's been with them their whole life. And there's other entertainment options.
2 months is long enough to get established in a routine and feel like you've been there forever. Have you ever had a shit job?
Yeah, mate, I've had nothing but.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes after 5 weeks, you feel like you've been there forever.
Oh, mate, I didn't make it to the end of my first week at the end at Morrison's HQ. Right, by the end of the
were you there? Were you? Whereabouts is Morrison's HQ?
Bradford.
Bradford.
Right.
So we've got Asda in Leeds.
Yeah.
What is it about West Yorkshire that's really
love selling shit, mate. You'll notice those are shops with good value for money, right?
That's
Yorkshire values.
Maybe because they get a load of shit from Scandinavia. Taking it over there. Get it in through Hull.
Oh, yeah.
Down the M62.
Do you reckon that's the route?
I reckon
smuggle it in through the back door.
Yeah.
Get it to Rotterdam.
Don't be going down to bloody Kent.
Well,
come up to us in West Yorkshire.
But yeah, that is the bleakest place I've ever worked. Shout out to anyone who works there, by the way. Sorry, but like that building, man, it was just like there was so many rows of people. It's just like row after row after row of just people.
Yeah.
And it was just so grey and bleak. And it just... I felt after...
Well, they all sat down?
Yeah, everyone's just in his office job.
That's really bad.
Mate.
If they stood up, it's not so bad.
But like, it was just a really grim office. And like by the end of the first week, I could just feel myself being depressed. And I was like, this is after a week. Normally it takes me like 2 years to get that depressed in a job, you know. Yeah. Normally you can ride it out for a couple of years before you're like, mate, I fucking hate this.
We've all been there with office. I've had some like say office jobs, you know, like back in the mid-noughties. That they were with all the rage. You could
everyone was doing them.
Yeah, data input and stuff like that. So you're just doing absolute menial tasks and typing away. And I used to work for an agency, and you know. They liked me, but I must have been fine. It's double figures.
Oh, mate. But temping, I was so shit.
Yeah, temping, that's what it's called. And literally, you could turn up, and I remember, I think I left one afternoon. I wrote, but I'd only been there a morning.
Yeah.
I left after, I remember thinking, I hope I get paid for the day. They've got to pay me for at least half a day, is what I remember thinking it. And then I thought, because it was 2:00, right, and we'd come back at 1, it was an hour into the afternoon, I remember thinking, I better get paid for half a day. But if I'm not going to get paid a full day, so I may as well just go now because there's no way I can last another 3 hours. It was just horrendous.
It's
so boring.
Insane, isn't it? Like, just there are some jobs that I have done that have damn near killed me. Like in terms of like tedium,
boredom levels.
It's the most brutal, isn't it? It's like I'd rather have a hard job than something that's just like completely boring. That just gets...
Yeah, but your day goes quicker. That's the thing when you've got a medial task. Is that right? Menial, thanks. Menial task that's just like, and you're not being stimulated or something really repetitive.
Yeah,
it's not what we're meant to do.
Yeah, it's grim, innit? I had a job once where I had to just make boxes all day. Just like stand in a corner in a darkened room with no windows.
I'd make boxes.
Just fold up boxes that they put pies in.
How many did you have a quota of how many you had to make?
I can't remember now what the number was, but there was a like, if I'm not making this many, it's bad. One of the Polish guys who worked there gave me a load of speed, so the day really got
really
going,
that's a little quirk of these that weird jobs.
Yeah,
people like that.
Yeah, he was just like, you're doing boxes today. Like, here, take this. Yeah. he was like, whoever's doing boxes just got a little bump
speed
because it's the only way. So I just like could focus in a bit. Like, it made it brutal.
I wonder who decided how many boxes. I bet it was the CEO or something. I had to go, do you know what, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then however many do.
Do you think the CEO made some boxes to test it? Because I fucking don't.
No, he wouldn't have done.
CEO's never done a fucking day of work.
He'll done it for like 5 minutes.
No, they won't have done shit. They'll have just gone, I want 3,000, do it. They don't give a fuck if you can do it or not.
You've got to keep it within human
No, they don't.
capabilities.
They don't give a shit.
Fuck, they don't.
Mate, I'm fucking up to here with bosses and billionaires this week, mate.
Well, I've told you about this already. I've been doing a lot of anti-capitalist reading of late.
Yeah.
And this football thing has
it's not really
confirmed my bias.
Yeah.
It really has.
It's fucking brutal, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, that we've moved on to that from menial jobs, but that does mean a lot. There's no like decent money in these jobs either. They're fucking shitly paid jobs.
Yeah.
Because like production has kept on going up. If you had a graph and showed production and wages, they were once quite closely aligned.
Yeah.
And particularly in the early 70s or mid 70s, even late 70s. You could buy an house for $2,000, $3,000.
Mate, it was bullshit. They were giving houses away.
Well, they
were like in the fucking pound shop.
Wages meant more.
Yeah,
and you had but these days you've got, because production's gone up, wages have stagnated, and that's got a lot to do with the capitalist model they've been using, a particular type called neoliberalism. But anyway, I won't go into it that detailed. But you can't, like the kids now are staying at home because they can't move out. Yeah. That's how much.
Because they're little fucking virgin bitches.
I mean, it's so hard. You can move out you can move out as an 18-year-old.
No, it's true. You could buy a fucking place when you were like 18.
You could rent, and renting wasn't too bad. But your job went further. You could feed a family of 4 on one job.
Buy to let wasn't a fucking thing, man. People just had an house and lived in it.
Yeah.
That was just what an house was. It's just a place to live. Now it's a fucking asset, man.
This particular economic model has sucked a lot of wealth out of society, and less people are now benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Even like there's a lot of relatively rich people around in our neck of the woods in Northwest Europe.
Yeah.
You know, in England, in the UK, we're doing really well out of capitalism. We're the second guy, the States and us. And we set the model up.
We were until we fucked ourselves out of Europe, man. Now it's Europe. We're an afterthought, mate. Now, and I hope we do. I hope we get to become
that is true to an extent. But we might align ourselves heavily with the States, which would
we
be.
defo will, man.
Yeah, which is a nightmare.
Anyway, fuck world politics, man. Like I'm fucking done with it, man. It's like it's too depressing, mate. Like,
well, they're on the wrong course.
Yeah.
They've had I think the Americans came out and said, we don't normally talk about politics on it was Biden came out and said they've got a new green initiative. Have you seen this?
No.
It was yesterday, I think. So the states are going to start they've got loads. So what they do is they make loads of, we're going to be carbon neutral by 2030 and stuff like that, which I think is something to do with it, which is a huge operation.
Yeah.
But all they do, all the banks are doing is giving loads of subsidies to fossil fuel companies. They're just continuing to do it.
Yeah, I know, man.
So like, there's been $2 trillion since 2015, since this Paris Agreement. $2 trillion has gone in subsidies to fossil fuel companies. That's not going to change anything. Until you change the economics.
Nah, man.
Nothing will change.
It's all bullshit, man. Like Shell advertise themselves as green. Have you seen H&M's new adverts, man? This is some fucking bullshit. They've got a thing where they've got like eco points, and you can get like an eco points card, and it's like, I had an organic yogurt for my breakfast, 3 eco points, and then it's like, and I cycled to work. 20 eco points, and it's like, how many eco points for fucking sweatshops in Bangladesh?
Starving children.
H&M. How many eco points for cotton farming? You fucking pricks.
It's like, I've got 5 eco points, and that means I can sponsor one of the children that works in the mill that produced this clothing.
Yeah, man. I've got no time for all that sort of shit.
The retail industry is horrific when it comes to human rights.
Yeah, man.
And from the
good gear though. Good gear though.
Really,
so if you want to sponny the podcast,
if
you want to sponny the podcast, give us a fucking call, H&M.
Oh god.
07520 665 442. I fucking remember it.
07. I love you. Yeah. Nearly the devil. Football formation.
Yeah. I don't know if we've got any messages again. I haven't checked. My phone's over there. I'll get it in a bit. We'll have a look and see if we've got any messages.
You can do if you want.
Yeah. Should we have a look if we've got any messages?
Well, I don't know. No, might be a bit late.
Okay. Well, you know,
I just feel like we don't do that anyway.
Well, no. Why are we telling people about the fucking number then?
I don't.
Oh, no, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, we've got it. So, you know, it's there.
If you want to message us. And we won't look at it. Just vent.
This is a fucking farce, this podcast.
It's like an agony out, you know, just send us something and we won't.
If you want to howl into the void, it's 07520 665 442.
Why not?
Oh, fucking hell. Anyway.
Yeah, there's been this ESL. Got it right.
Yeah, that's it, man. It has been grim, that.
Crazy.
I was...
People Power won.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful thing about it, man. Tell you what can get fucked with all this like Super League stuff. I've seen a little bit creeping in the last few days of people being like, well, maybe if you turn that energy to something important now. Football's important to people and it means a lot. And it's an example of like people power actually defeating, the billionaires and the banks for once. Celebrate it. Yeah. Don't try and fucking be snide about it. Be like, that's fucking awesome. Let's take this energy further, you know?
Do you think they underestimated people power?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just a long-term strategy? First time it was supposed to go like this.
Nah.
Normalise the idea. Try again in 5 years. Try again in 3 years, maybe.
Nah.
Because,
they will.
Yeah, because
like,
once you've got it into the psyche, you're changing the pervasive common sense.
Yeah,
people have a new idea of what should be in common, and it's all going this way anyway. It's what people want.
Yeah, but
so the more you float it, the more you normalise it.
Now we know it's definitely not what people want, and I just don't think like that idea gives them like people like Florentino Perez so much more credit than they deserve.
I mean, credit to him though for being like
fucking dickhead,
for being a sociopath.
But like this is the thing, like when people have those theories of like, oh, is this the plan all along? That's assuming that these are competent people. No, they're just rich psychopaths.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean they're clever. It doesn't mean they're good. It doesn't mean that they can plan things well. They fucked up. They thought that everyone would be like, oh, this is awesome. They just thought that everyone would go for it.
There is a prejudice towards a positive one towards thinking that rich people are better than you.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to if you want to survive mentally. Because there has to be some idea that, oh, you work hard, you get rich, but no one works harder than poor cunts. Like, no one works harder than poor people.
No, they don't.
Billionaires do not work hard. They just go, oh, buy me that fucking company. Oh, I'm going to go play with my F1 team. Like, fuck off.
I know Debbie. She's got 3 cleaning jobs.
Yeah, she's not going to become a billionaire no matter how hard she works.
After like her kids and her kids.
Yeah.
She's like,
that's a hard-working person.
Yeah, and she's skint.
Yeah, so like, there's no like merit to it like that. It just doesn't. That's not how it works. You just got to be like a psychopath, and this is why the rules need to change to make sure it doesn't happen again, because they will come back.
We want legislation.
They're never satisfied.
Rob. We want legislation in football clubs.
Yeah,
I'd like to try and get behind something where at least Leeds United fans, because that's who we can influence and that's who we are, can get ready. If legislation changes, to have a collective together to go, this is what we could do to buy the club back.
Well, like the Leeds there is the Supporters Trust. They do some good work.
I know.
And stuff.
I messaged them and they haven't got back to me yet. Right, and they always get back to me straight away when I message.
Yeah. Well,
so I just said, is there anything set up yet?
Yeah. I don't think but I think they're working on stuff. So like, I think they're the ones to keep a lookout on. But I think across football, I think all football fans need to unite against this shit and all the new changes.
Well, hopefully, that it would better come central, like a big thing that all clubs can get behind.
Yeah.
And this is how you buy a club club back, and you need to join up and
and fuck buying the club back.
People power.
We take it back, and like I've the 50+1 model that they have in Germany doesn't necessarily mean that the fans economically own 50+1. It means that they have the controlling vote.
Yes.
So that
they own
could
the
be
governance. They own the governance of
exactly,
it, which is important, and that's what we want.
Exactly.
We don't want to make money from football.
The billionaires can have the fucking they've been making plenty of money. They can still do that side of it. Fine.
Yeah.
But we need to be the ones in charge of there needs to be a vote that the fans have the controlling vote in every time the club is sold. Every time, new owners need to be vetted by the fans first. These sort of proposals need to go through.
Or how much money that they can make for it. For example, here's the profits. Here's what we're going to get lent. Yeah. How much do we want to put back into the community?
Yeah,
the fans would go shitloads.
Yeah, and ticket prices would come down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we go, how much is for pure profit? And the billionaires are going, we want more than that.
Yeah,
or
we can say no.
We can say no, but there is enough to keep them interested.
Exactly.
So we don't just go, it's
not like Bayern Munich are struggling to buy players, is it?
No.
They're managing it, and Bayern Munich are 70+1. They're not 50+1. They're more controlled by the fans than any other club in Germany.
Yeah.
So it can be done. It's not like this is impossible. There are people doing it.
Yeah, totally. And literally, you get points and money for producing your own players.
Yeah.
So there should be a way of we could be doing way more to produce players.
Yeah.
Way
not
more.
At Leeds. I don't think there's much more we could do.
No, with the outreach program and the
we're doing it now. But I mean, in football in general, definitely.
Yeah, totally.
Put in. But yeah, it's that has been the beautiful side of it. But it does need that because they will be back. Because billionaires are never satisfied. That's what makes them a billionaire.
Well, it's the will of capital is elite accumulation of wealth. This is what capitalism wants.
But if they were ever to be satisfied, there would have been 900 million ago. Is the point, innit?
Yeah.
They would have stopped. They wouldn't have got to be a billionaire.
No.
So they're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So
it's a power thing. So you don't need when you've got 50 million in the bank.
You don't need anything more.
You just don't.
You literally can't spend that much money because you keep making money off the interest.
Yeah.
You literally can't. If you've got 50 million pounds, you could do what you want every day for the rest of your fucking life. Maybe if you want to do a Man City to a football club.
Yeah. Aside from that,
but that shouldn't be a thing that people can do. I don't think that someone who is that rich should be able to pick up a football club, go, here's £1 billion, even though a lot of the stuff that City have done have been great for the community around East Manchester. It's been amazing. But that, it shouldn't be down to philanthropy like that. As a side effect of them, sports washing their image.
Well, they have sports washed their image.
Exactly, and that's why Chelsea and City were the first out.
Yeah, it's been great for their wider business. I wonder, it'd be interesting to think about Abramovich because he was the first to do it over in Europe for sure with Chelsea in 2003 or something.
And we need to be clear on what a fucking cunt Roman Abramovich is. He
Absolutely.
was handed the blood of the Russian people is on the pitch at Stamford Bridge.
When Russia fell, when the Soviet Union fell and collapsed in 1992,
around then, close enough.
In the early 90s, let's say, it was anarchy for a bit until everyone got hold of the assets, and the assets are gas and oil.
Yeah.
So if you are one of the dudes that's in charge of the oil, and you're not particularly old, because how much of a fucking militant psychopath do you need to be able to
what have you done in there to get that off the Russian state? He's done some dark shit.
Yes, there must have been and it's all about who you know. Of course, it is. So, but
20%.
It's not been taken by the people. Yeah. It's been taken by people.
Yeah. This is it, man.
So yeah, he is that type of character.
And he's been the one who was he was one of the ones who was most reluctant when we've got guys like this that are going, I think this might be a bit much. Yeah. It's a
when you've got
situation.
Russian oil barons going, I think we might need to be a bit fairer here.
When Sheikh Mansour is is this a little bit vulgar?
It's not. We just behead people. We're not about this.
Yeah, man. But this is. But there is a chance. I think it's an outside chance. But if points deductions happen, Leeds are off to the Champions League.
Yeah, rightly so.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
We'd be amazing in the Champions League.
So much fun, wouldn't it?
Mate, it's so much fun now already.
I know, mate. Imagine if we got that. It'd be great. We could go on a little European.
We should be
tour.
about that. I fully believe that we'll win something under Bielsa.
I do too,
We've
mate.
won the Championship. That don't count.
Yeah, it does count.
It does count. It does.
You can only win the league you're in.
But yeah, you're too right. It does count. But I mean, on a worldwide scale, no one's that bothered about the second tier.
But there should be because, that stems from ignorance.
We're gonna we are going to put our footprint on world football.
Yeah.
This is that beautiful.
I'm going to put my footprint up fucking Florentino Perez's hoop if he carries on with this bullshit, mate.
Yeah, well, he's pretty deluded. He's pretty.
He's an absolute fucking Looney Tune, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really cut
like,
off from common sense and the people.
Kids don't like football because it's too long and we need laser guns and someone should parachute in a shark to make it exciting.
Who was in that think tank when they thought about what they could say on the PR side of things? Like, yeah,
we need goal dances. We need celebration dances.
Yeah, how do you like get this on? Let's talk about kids in general. Kids are got short attention spans. That's right, and they're just going through all things.
Who should we get to talk about the kids?
They don't like football anymore. Yes, that's brilliant.
I wonder who's got an insight into the psyche of young people today. 74-year-old multimillionaire Florentino Perez.
I know how kids think.
He's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
These are the people we're dealing with. They're not used to losing. They've always got their own way, and that's why they wanted this
skill.
league.
It's just through
It's through the
connections and arrogance.
No one deserves to be a billionaire. No one has got there by pure graft. Right?
I mean, to imagine how much a billion is.
Or Kanye, he deserves to be a billionaire.
Apart from Kanye West, maybe. But there's that thing about the if you got £1,000 every week. Yeah. You still won't be a billionaire from the moment Jesus was alive.
Have a grand. Oh yeah, but here's something mental like that. Yeah,
even £1,000 a week.
It's such a ludicrously large sum of money that we struggle to sort of like visualize it. I do. Like when someone says a billion, like a million, I can sort of conceptualize a million a bit.
Yeah.
Once you get to a billion, it starts to get so big. It's your brain can't really take in how big it is.
It's 1,000 times 2,000. Oh no, it's not.
1,000 million is a billion.
Yeah, it's 1,000 times 2,000 is the years. Yeah. It's 1,000. Oh shit! It's 356. No, it's 52.
What?
52 into year.
Yeah,
I can't do the maths.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm scared by it.
Yeah, it's fucking big. It's like loads and loads of money, like way more than anyone.
I mean, imagine getting £1,000 a week. It's amazing. As well,
I'd be fucking living La Vida Loca. I would.
If you got
it's more than I've ever earned in my entire life. I've never earned £1,000 a week in my entire life. Never. Like, that would be fucking amazing. But, like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is just... The scale of money when you get to that level is, like, daft, innit? Like, Spurs are £1 billion in debt. I hope they go fucking bust. Fuck them.
It's that stadium, innit?
Yeah.
Why does it cost, like... If it's a stadium in London, it's like... It always costs at least 800 million.
Yeah, and it's not like they've already paid for the ground, and that's the expensive bit, isn't it? The land.
Sure, yeah, because it's
and
built
materials that much more expensive in London. Are they getting some geezer turn up and go, it's gonna fucking cost you that, mate?
Auto?
Yeah. You want how many seats? Oh, fucking hell.
Where were you? It's not just the height, is it? It's going down, doing the foundations here. But yeah, and why? I mean, I'm sure that if Newcastle could build their stadium or Sunderland for 75 million.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they did. They definitely didn't spend a bill on St James's Park. They could have put a lift in if they were going to spend that much.
You know, right, that whole project, okay, it's been paid for by Spurs, and essentially the club and Spurs fans in a way, you could argue, because they're the clubs in debt, and if you get hit, you will drop like a stone. Yeah. You will pay for it. Maybe not in monetary terms, but
imagine if they got relegated.
Leeds United don't know all this. We know this too well.
Oh yeah, like
we have paid for it big time. We paid for it for a fucking generation.
There's a lot of Spurs fans way too comfortable with that amount of debt. Like they've been like, I've been like chatting to them this week about the Super League stuff, and they've been like, it's normal.
1.2 billion. It's normal. We were around 100 million. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's around that.
It might have even been less. Mate, we were totally fucked over.
The whole club got sold for 40 million a few years ago.
Yeah, it did.
$1 billion. It's just lunacy, and like they've won fucking nothing.
I know
$1 billion, and they've won nothing. Fuck off, Spurs, you shit cunts.
They haven't won anything. So bad.
Nothing. They haven't won the league since 1961. I genuinely think they might have got away with the Super League if they hadn't included Spurs. I think it was too much of a reach.
People are like, no way.
They were like,
that's ridiculous.
You're looking through and you're like, oh, who's in this league? And you're like, Man U and Liverpool, fair enough. Real Madrid and Barca.
Who's the other one then?
AC Milan and Juventus. Spurs?
Yeah.
Fuck off. What are they doing in there?
Who's the 6th one that's in the English Football League?
There shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have been. Like, like if you're going on like an elite level.
Imagine if they chose Celtic and then didn't choose Rangers.
Oh, mate, they'd be fucking bums. there'll be bombs going off. But like, it's just, this is why it's so ludicrous though. Like, how can you like pick and choose? The way you choose which teams are in shit is you let them fucking play. Because why Red Star Belgrade won a Champions League? Why are they not in it? Why are Marseille not in it? You know, like why you could list clubs forever. You could go Sporting Lisbon, Porto. Like, these are historic. AIK Athens, Panathinaikos. Where's fucking Benfica, mate? Porto.
Apparently they were going to be in it.
Yeah, I know.
Porto were going to be in it.
But this is what I mean, man.
But then Benfica, for me, are a bigger club than Porto.
This is it. It's so arguable between them, because how do you measure who's a bigger club? It's everyone has a different metric, so it's pointless. So the best way to measure is play each other in a fucking league and see who wins. Totally. It's the only way to do it. Fucking pissed me off this week, man.
And then you do get amazing teams coming out of nowhere that become the best.
Atalanta. Mate, Atalanta team at the moment are so
Atalanta.
sick.
That's like the start of a rap.
Mate, I've just got
Atalanta coming up on mantra.
Like Gasparini's Atalanta are so sick. They're so great to watch. They're the only team that like compares to Bielsa's Leeds that are even worthy of mentioning in the same breath.
Did I see him play Liverpool? I did, yeah.
Mate, they're so sick, and like they've come out of nowhere, and just Gasparini's just made this team out of
Gasparini.
He's great, man.
I do think the Italian names are the best, man. They are great, aren't they? I love the Italians.
I like Korean names where it's just 3 words that you can say in any order you fucking want.
Really?
Well, you know, it was like Park Ji-sung. Sometimes it'd be Ji-sung Park.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like it's always like, you know, no one really knows which way round the words go in a Korean
the
name.
middle one stays.
Yeah, G stays in the middle.
That's the pivot in which the other two pivot around.
Is that the same way that it works with all Korean names? So if it was like in Korea, do they have like Donkey Kong, also known as Kong-ki Don?
Donkey Kong, yeah,
Konky Don.
Konky Don. Yeah, it just sounds Dutch.
Yeah. Do you want to go to... I'm trying to do another one now. Like, what?
Selhurst Park for some reason. Like, Parkhurst. Oh yeah, it's there. I can't do this.
It's really confusing, isn't it, man?
It's the middle one you've got to pivot around. God, that is bad.
If you're Korean, maybe write it and let us know.
It's Kerr P. Mickey.
But like, maybe that's only like South Korean as well, because I've never heard like Il Jong Kim.
Hold on.
It's always Kim Jong Il.
Holland Mull Rob.
Holland Mull Rob.
Yeah,
that's not right. Holland. It's quite a cool first name, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Holland.
That is a really cool first name. Holland. Is he a surfer or a skater?
I think so. Yeah, that's what this is.
No, which one?
Oh, which one?
It's obvious he's one of them.
Yeah, well, either that or like a I reckon skater.
Holland skate. I thought the same. Blonde hair.
Yeah, he doesn't do ollies. He calls them hollies. But yeah, like Californian dudes. Yeah,
he's always referencing double Dutch. And
like basically, he's the guy that in my head I think I am.
Yeah, does he wear orange?
Oh yeah, why not, mate?
Holland, man.
Yeah.
Is he? He's got blonde hair and it's like curtains.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm picturing a bit more like beach bummy, longer.
Oh yeah. Oh, longer than that.
Either that, or it could be like just a proper little public school tit. Holland.
Yeah.
Come down and eat your jam and toast, Holland.
With knees above socks above knees. I'm reversing.
Darling,
syntax.
Holland, your piano teacher is here.
Holland, pass the marmalade.
Yeah.
Don't know why that was posh.
Yeah,
marmalade.
I think having marmalade is relatively posh because, like, it suggests you've got several breakfast condiments on the go. I think if you've got multiple breakfast condiments, you're a bit middle class.
It could also be someone living in abject poverty, but they only like live with the ground. And
if you've just got, this is what I'm saying. If you've just got marmalade,
yeah, that's a problem.
Grim. If you've got marmalade as an option. Posh. That's my theory on marmalade. I've just thought of right now.
Yeah, I like helped you with that.
You did. We've come up with this
together.
Yeah,
so it's not just your theory.
All right, I wasn't trying to claim credit. I was saying,
feel like a Scouse kid or something. We've just got marmalade, and I was like, yeah, it sounds horrible.
Sounds like it's going to be like a bar and a rap song. Just like I grew up only eating marmalade.
He's in a prison cell.
That was the only sandwich that my mama made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like that's how you got through a 10 stretch.
I think about it every time I played. All I ate was marmalade.
You're not getting the full multi in, mate.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I know. I went off. Well, that's towards the end of when I'm in the middle if you're doing 4. Oh, yeah. You get away with that.
You get away with it.
Yeah, you get away with it.
But, I like a little more artistry by rhyming, mate.
Yeah, marmalade.
Sorry if I've got higher standards.
Ever since my mum was laid, I've been eating marmalade.
I don't think you should be talking about your mum getting boned on a rap track. I know, but like, I think like if you're in a rap battle and you bring up your mum getting fucked, you've lost.
Came out when my mum was laid. I came out eating marmalade.
Came out when my mum was laid. It turns out that my dad wasn't gay.
No, gayed. You see, you're the one that's...
No, but laid and gay, that is a rhyme in a multisyllabic rhyme, mate.
You've got to keep the aid, mate.
No, you don't have to.
Fade.
You don't have to.
My pa would fade.
In multisyllabic rhyming...
Came out when my ma was laid.
You just rhyme the consonants, mate. That's how you do multis.
Really?
In rap, yeah, man. Like, that's how rappers rhyme.
I like to stick to the... Nah, man, the grime
Don't be so
about the vowels, mate.
Like,
rapping's really about vowels.
Yeah, that's what I was just... This is literally
You're
what
all
I just
about
said.
rhyming consonants.
No, you don't rhyme the consonants.
I just said consonant. What's
You're
it called?
talking about rhyming the consonants. You don't rhyme the consonants. You only write the vowels.
Yeah, I know.
So gay and laid, A.
Oh, right. I'm rhyming.
You're rhyming the consonants.
How do you say it again?
Consonants.
Thanks. Consonant. I'm rhyming both, mate.
Yeah, which is a tighter rhyme.
Yeah.
But it's more constraining. When you're rhyming
constrained.
So when you're rhyming like 4 syllables in a row,
yeah,
having it slightly looser totally works. If you're only rhyming like 1 syllable at the end, keep it fucking tight. But like, if you're rhyming,
I'm rhyming a vowel and 2 consonants.
Yeah.
That's how I'm rolling.
But it's the vowel sound.
Shit, it's 2 vowels.
It's the vowel sound. It doesn't matter how many.
Sorry, you're right.
It's just the sound. Like A, it doesn't matter how you spell it.
Yeah.
Like it could be an EH sound. It's the sound.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to learn more about this, buy Shuffle T's Rhyming Dictionary. He's a guy I battled against. He's written like a book about it.
And he's great.
He's fucking amazing. Check out Shuffle T's stuff. Like he's
really
brilliant.
funny.
Although he's slightly less good at battle rap than me, it turns out. Fucking suck my dick, Shuff.
I don't think so. I think he fucking nailed you.
Well, I think it was on the night I won, and I think actually, if you watch it back, it's a debatable 1-1.
Yeah,
it's debatable, and I think probably
it's good standard.
Yeah, look, he is a much better rhymer than me. I beat him on jokes that night. Like that was all it was. Like it was pure vibes and jokes. He's much better at actually rapping.
Yo, when your ma was laid, your motherfucking pa was paid.
After your pa had paid, then it makes it like she's a prostitute.
Exactly. I'm quite good at this as well, it seems.
Yeah, but you're quite good at writing funny songs. That's definitely something
I used to be a rapper, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You've never heard my rap.
I mean, I've heard you attempt rapping. This is why I'm confused.
Well, my first ever was www.mickypkerr.co.uk.
That was your rap name?
No, that was the rap. It was a rap about my website.
Oh, it was called that. I thought that was your rap name, though. Yo, my name is
www.mickypkerr.co.uk. Yo, the UK.
Because like my battle rap name is Popular Comedian Rob Mulholland. That's my rap name.
Do you ever do a rhyme with that, with Mulholland?
No, but like that is a common thing in battle rap. People will be like, you know what rhymes with?
It's quite hard to rhyme Mulholland.
Well, is what you need to rhyme.
You
just take the consonant sounds out and then you find a rhyme for
Rob Mulholland.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? At first I was a bit sceptical about that, but you're exactly right.
Yeah.
You've thought about it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you've had to.
I've written battle raps, mate. Yeah.
Mulholland.
Mulholland.
Holland is just it's not a great. It's like Orange. There's not many.
Yeah, but Orange like does do a multi rhyme with Holland.
Yeah, you can do. It depends.
If you put it in, you could do that.
If you do a bit of an Eminem kind of like Eminem could rhyme them easy, like Holland, motherfucker, around because I ate this orange. Orange, no, it's high.
Orange. It's not quite. It's a stretch.
Yeah, it is a stretch.
But it's always there if you want to reach.
I think borange should be in the dictionary. Do you know what as?
Yeah.
The word that kids always rhyme with orange.
Yeah.
Kid will always say borange.
Well, yeah, because you go through the alphabet and orange isn't going to work. So then the next one that might function as a word. Yeah,
borange. Corange, but did they never say corange or orange?
Borange sounds like a posh kid.
Yeah, it was borange. Borange? Get off the horse.
Borange, no eating foie gras in the Range Rover. Yes? Keep your pate out of there.
When I asked you to come, could you dismount? Quicker, Borange. Yeah, Borange does sound a bit naughty, though. Ooh. Yeah. Naughty posh kid.
A naughty posh. You're making it sexy.
I am making it sexy.
Naughty posh kid.
That's naughty.
Bring that riding crap over here. I do love posh women. It is my vice. It is like I have a proper thing for posh women.
I think everyone does, mate.
Yeah, because like they're always like healthier looking than
no bloke ever. But no bloke ever went home when could have fucked a posh bird, turned it down. What bloke has ever said that?
That's true. But like I do have a particular.
She was too posh. Don't like her too posh. No.
Well, no, I think that will have happened. And like some people have a preference to scum.
Well, I suppose that if you're trying to look for a long-term relationship, they might be too posh. But if it's just a quick bang,
right? So I'm like all around. I've just like it's bored. You know, it's.
Some people go the opposite, and they love the really dirty, like
exactly. All the women that I go out with, you know, they're on the opposite side of it. But like, if you look through my dating history, there is a clear pattern of tall, posh, blonde women. Like
Nice.
it's been a theme.
Yeah.
I've very much got a type like that. Or like, I quite like a goth. I'm into like a weirdo goth sort of vibe, you know.
That's never really got to me, that one. I find them a bit too covered up.
Right. Well, I'm not talking about like, you know, like a sad goth, like, you know. Just
they're about.
I'm not talking about Robert Smith. I'm talking about more like, you know, like a bit like a metal-y or just alternative looking tattoos, piercings.
When you see, like, if I ever saw when I was younger, when I saw a really fit metal girl, I was like, that's such a waste.
Why?
Because she only ever shags metal guys.
Yeah.
And they're all fat and sweaty.
They don't, though. That is the secret.
Oh, I think I assumed that.
Yeah.
Should have tried to pull a metal girl when I was young.
You should have done, mate. Yeah. Can heartily recommend.
Metal girls, eh? I just thought they'd stick to what they know. I'm into metal. I want it, but then again, a lot of the guys are sweaty and fat who play metal.
This is it, and like, you know, a little bit of a change of vibe, and like, you know, everyone's into tall and funny, mate. Everyone's into tall and funny. So.
How would you posh? What's your tactic for pulling a posh bird? What do you have to remember?
Literally, like, mate, it's literally just the same. You just got to be like cheeky, innit?
Yeah,
they like a bit of a cheeky
they do
scam.
like a bit of a cheeky scam.
Because, like, you know,
you're not trying to impress them with pretending that you're posh. Then
no, not at all. It's complete opposite. Like they, you know, in general, like they like the idea of the cheeky scamp, and like, you know, a lot of the posh women I've been out with had troubling relationships with their fathers and wanted to annoy them.
Yeah.
I'm the perfect bit, like the way I always looked at it.
Yeah, that's good. You're rebellious for a posh girl, aren't
my
you?
marketing brief for women, this is what I would, you know, if I had to do a PowerPoint.
Did you put yourself on a program here?
Yeah, my program.
You program for posh.
This is what my sales pitch though is. Yeah. I'm the perfect bit of rough, right? Because like I'm like the idea of bit of rough because I've got a northern accent and some tattoos and stuff, and like I smoke weed. You know, I'm a little bit, but I'm dead nice. Yeah. There's no actual danger.
There's no danger.
I'm definitely not going to hit you. Yeah. I've read some books.
You are sanitized bad boy, aren't you?
If you like the idea, but you don't want the reality.
There you go.
This is my pitch.
Boom. Yeah, that is really good. Yeah. It's the PPP in it, the program for posh pussy. And you've developed that so well, mate. I would read that. I would read the triple P.
I need to start a fucking marketing campaign.
Rob, you've just various programs about.
Hey, incels! Do you want to bag yourself some high class snatch?
Honestly, ever thought about pussy? Ever thought about hot pussy? And then, when it's hot, you do that camera change when you go closer.
You went so creepy. Hot pussy. Have you ever thought about that? Hot pussy.
Because real hot pussy is harsh pussy. Yeah, I was feeling like a moustache, big, big American,
like
Texan.
How many gallons is the big hat? You know that they measure hats in gallons.
Do they?
Cowboy hats. Yeah, they're like, a 10-gallon Stetson. I don't know if that's a big one or not.
I imagine it would be,
10-gallon sounds pretty big, doesn't it?
How did they end up measuring in gallons?
I don't know, it's actually, when you think about it, quite a good measure for hats.
A gallon?
Well, because it's
the amount. Because you're looking at you're
the volume that it
it's a volume thing, isn't it? You're looking at the height as well as the
space.
Width.
Exactly, it's the whole mate. The space that
it's the 3D position of a hat on your head. Even if it's not that big, it's the 3D area it occupies.
Exactly. So there's
a square.
Yeah, or it's not a square.
Well, it's not a square.
Who's wearing a square hat?
It's a quadrilateral.
No one wears square hats unless they're graduating a degree.
I just got it wrong. It's a cuboid. Okay,
it's not cuboid. What hats are you thinking of?
But no, the square
rectangular fucking hat on your head.
Well, it's a yeah, it's a cuboid.
What hat's a cubed?
That's a cuboid.
That's not a cuboid. It's rounded.
Yeah, I know, but you're looking
at cuboid.
You're looking at the overall. It's not just the whole thing is a cuboid.
It's not cuboid, though. I mean, you're saying that this counts as part of the hat. This gap here.
All of it gets
you
squared
think
off.
this is part of the hat?
It
that bit there,
yeah, the
in front
ambience
of the
of
hat.
a hat is squared off.
It's not the ambience of a hat is not squared off.
Is.
Who's making these hat rules? So does it come to a square point
just,
at the front as well?
A hat is not just a 2D flippant piece of material. It's more than that. It occupies a space above your head.
Yeah, but it's not occupying this space here.
It is occupying that space.
There's nothing in that space here.
It's the unsaid, Rob.
That's why my finger can go there.
I know. Well, that affected it then.
There's nothing there. It didn't affect it.
It did affect it.
What affected
we'll
what?
Do it in the camera then.
All right, look, I'm going through that space.
Weird.
Easy.
It makes it. You've definitely in the way of. You've gone through your
Doesn't
hat.
matter if it's weird. I can do it. I haven't gone through my hat.
You've gone through the hat.
I haven't gone through the hat. You can't say, oh, something went through my head the other day. It went here.
It's the implied spatial concrete.
It's implied hat now.
Yeah.
We're talking about the implied hat.
It's implied space. It's not actually there, but it's implied. And that's important when you're looking at gallons on a hat as well. And
I don't think they measure the air around in the gallons of a hat.
if you
get
get a really tall hat,
Yeah.
it's like it goes up like that and it goes out like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think you're doing a racist character
I
of a
was just about
Chinese
to
man.
say- well, no, I was it's a Ku Klux Klan. It's a Ku Klux Klan thing. It's up there and it's out there. The space here
That's not part of the hat.
is part of the hat.
It's not part of the hat. It's around the hat.
It's very near the hat. And
It's
therefore
very
part
near
of
the
it.
hat. The very near is not part of. So this table is very near the TV. Is this table part of the TV?
The table looks bigger because of the TV.
Are you currently part of that whiteboard?
What you're not getting is this, right?
I'm not getting a lot of things here, Mickey.
A hat is fashion. Okay? Unless you're wearing a hat for
Doesn't have to
reasons.
be. Sometimes, like today, this is very useful to block out the sun.
But anyone that looks at a hat is looking at it as a fashion accessory.
Sure.
And that means everything around the hat is part of the hat. It's the unseen, mate. It's the unsaid. It's the implied.
It's about jazz hats here. It's not about the hat you're wearing. It's about the spaces between the hats.
Yeah, if you had something else, like a hand, if I had this hat on and the hand was near it, you'd be like, that's in the hat. It's in the way of the hat. It's stupid.
It's in the way of is not in the hat. There's a difference.
There's an implied space.
There's not an implied space. I don't know what you mean by implied hat.
Well, I just don't get what you're not seeing here. I don't get what you're not seeing. You're looking purely at it from like a purely
an idea
physics.
of what is the hat and what isn't the hat.
Yeah, you're looking at it from like X or E equals MC squared.
Yeah, like fact and like reality. Yeah.
Well, energy equals mass times c, the speed of light squared. Yeah. It's not exactly your hat, is it?
No, it's a different part of the scientific reality that we live in.
That equation.
I didn't. You fucking brought it up.
Yeah, you weren't on with it. I tricked you.
That's not how it works.
So there's more to it than that, exactly.
Sorry, was that me implied bringing it up? Was that
Perhaps so.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the implied spatial, effect.
The implied spatial effect of the hat.
Yes. I don't get what you're not seeing here.
No, but that's not how you measure the gallons in a hat. The gallons in the hat are what could be contained in that bit of the hat that,
Oh, really? What, the head bit of that?
Yeah, in that how many gallons could go in it if you filled it up. Yeah, it's not about the implied space around
not
it.
Much. You can't have much.
Well, 10 gallons in a 10-gallon hat.
Yeah, but, Rob, 10 gallons of... you won't get 10 gallons in that. Is it like Boy George on fucking speed?
No, that's way more than 10 gallons.
No, it isn't, Rob. It's about 8 pints, 10 gallons, a gallon, isn't it?
Yeah. That's more than 80 pints, that.
Right, Rob, if you did that hat is probably like maximum 2 pints. So you're looking at like that would be a
You
fifth.
don't know how many pints my hat is. You're guessing.
Yeah, but it's a fifth of a gallon, that. So if if that hat was 5 times bigger, it'd be
4 times bigger.
A fifth of a gallon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I thought you said it was 2 pints before. That's a quarter of a gallon.
2 pints, but equates to a fifth of a gallon.
No, it doesn't. It's a quarter because there's 8 pints in a gallon.
All right. What's that? Where did I get my maths from there?
I don't know where you got 2 pints from, mate.
Why? Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a quarter of a gallon.
Yeah,
I've totally got. Yeah, I've said a fifth. Yeah. So if
that's going to undermine the whole of this argument.
Well, if that hat was 4 times bigger, it would be massive. You can't have it on your head. So how does that even work? If your hat was twice as big,
I bet I could get a hat on my head that was 4 times.
Yeah, you
as
just
big.
cover your face, Rob.
I think it goes like. I think the 10-gallon ones go like up.
Right.
And I've also made up 10 gallon. I will Google how big those hats are, because I don't know. Oh, fuck off.
Well, it can't be 10 gallons, can it? Why are they measuring hats in gallons? That's ridiculous. Unless it's the implied space.
It's not the implied space. Come on, hello. Let's have a look. 10 gallon.
I feel like I should be doing a dance.
10 gallon hat is the third. Why do we call it a 10 gallon hat? There we go. Why do we call it a 10 gallon hat? Because it's probably got 10 gallons in it. Come on.
It hasn't got 10 gallons in it, Rob.
Oh, I don't know. It's got fucking History Stories is a website I'm on now.
You see, this doesn't
how
exist.
much liquid could be...
I'd be lost now if this was me.
It's an exaggeration.
Okay.
They've exaggerated how much is in it. I just skim read.
Yeah.
So basically,
does that mean I win?
It was a market.
Or did we both lose?
I think there's only degrees of loser in this conversation, mate. So yeah, it was a reference to how much you could hold, but they were grossly exaggerating for marketing, and the name
marketing
stuck.
purposes.
The name stuck. So there we go.
Right.
Well, I think we've sold nothing.
It's
there.
the Americans are marketing addicts. Yeah. Do you know, like the guns in America? Yeah. They were never really
they got guns in America?
Apparently so. There was never a big culture about owning a gun. It was the farmers owned guns. A lot of people did own guns because you had a lot of farming.
Aye.
But it wasn't like everyone's got to have a gun.
Yeah.
But that changed with the market. They realised they could when the Civil War stopped. Yeah. There was no.
They needed a gun then.
Yes, they did.
Useful.
When the Civil War stopped, they realised they weren't able to sell more guns. Yeah. So they were having a right laugh making them all, making some right profit out of these killing machines. So what they did was they started a marketing campaign, and it's been one of the most successful of all time. You know, America's got to have a gun, and they played on this heroic rugged individualism, and that's what's
it's so fucking dumb, because that's how Americans see themselves in their head, rather than just being like a fat cunt at a computer.
Because someone making guns wanted to make more money. And, that's literally.
I honestly couldn't give a fuck about American gun laws. I couldn't give a fuck. It's them who's thinning themselves out. It's fucking dumb shit. I feel for people in America who are like, guns are dumb, because that's half the people, innit? And they're the ones who get shot by the other half.
Yeah. Do you know what surprises me, though? When they have riots in America and the police turn up. Yeah. Okay. And they're often in these really bad...
It's mad there's not more shooting.
I know.
Yeah.
There's literally... So they've turned up. Let's pretend how many cop cars and how many vans do we want? Yeah. Should we say 10 vans?
Mate, they turn up in fucking
They turn up in numbers, dude.
Their resources are insane. So at least 10. There's a fucking squadron.
Because they love force. They love military force.
Mate, because they're all fucking dweebs. Okay, there's a fucking toy.
But there's a squadron turned up in your neighbourhood. It's a rough neighbourhood. There's loads of guns. There's loads of drugs. Yeah. Why aren't they turning up, going, let's spray with machine guns and just spraying the fuck out of them?
I think they realise what had happened. I think when it's I think it's the escalation thing.
If you had a machine gun, right, and you knew they were coming to kill you, you'd use it.
Yeah, but
so why aren't there more machine gunning the police?
Because I think they might see that as instigating things that would get a lot worse. Because if you machine gun the police,
they would literally bomb the area, wouldn't they?
They're not going to accept that.
No,
that's not going to be the end of the conversation.
No, they would literally bomb it.
It would just be mowing fuckers down.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of that.
And bomb it, mate.
It's
literally.
It's the whole thing of it's sort of a weird Mexican standoff they've got, but American. That's an American standoff when everyone's got too many guns and they're so scared to use them.
There's too many objects being thrown in these riots.
Most people don't want that life, man. Most people don't want to be in a firefight.
No.
You know, most people...
But there's always the kids that turn up and there's a few pops here and there, then suddenly everything's fucking, whoa. All it takes is one shot, one officer.
This is what I mean. So, but it just doesn't...
But why doesn't that happen more?
I don't know.
And then officers they'd open fire on the public, wouldn't they, I suppose?
Yeah, exactly, man. It would be fucking all out.
They're nutters out there. People who go into the police force who are American, you have to carry a gun.
You could stop that before you get to American, but especially then. Yeah, especially American police.
American police are fucked up people, aren't they?
Yeah, you gotta be to want to do that.
You don't have to walk around with a gun. You can choose a different job.
Yeah.
They have chosen that job.
Yeah, and to be in that, that's why, there's so much, problems with, American police, isn't it? It's just, the stakes are so high. Yeah. That's why people get shot, because police aren't good at their job. They're not well trained, so they panic when they think, that person might have a gun.
Exactly.
And blam.
It's a different situation to over here.
Yeah, it's a different... If you march up, the police can wander up and start talking to someone here, safe in the knowledge that the worst that's going to happen is they're going to pull a blade. That's still bad, and a lot of people die from that shit. But if someone with a knife, you're going to struggle to kill more than one or two people. If you've managed to go on a spree with a knife, fair fucks to you.
Yeah, you killed like 3 figures. You're like, God, that's a skilled knifeman.
Like, Jesus, all right, fair play,
how are you
man.
getting out of the way?
But
yeah,
like
that's
any
incredible.
cunt with an AR-15 can just mow down as many people as they fucking want, innit?
It's amazing. It's kind of like a dot to the cap of the human spirit, that the fact that mass murders, don't happen on an hourly basis.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
Because there's so many fucked up people, and people are losing the shit in this world of individualism. Of capital, because capitalism wants that.
Yeah.
I don't go back to it, but it wants you to be alone and with a phone or buying things to make yourself feel better.
Would you have a gun? Would you have a gun if you could? If it was like American
would
culture?
I fuck? I don't want that in my life.
I know, like I probably, it wouldn't have been good had I had a gun.
But then again, if everyone else had a gun, I might have to have a gun.
I don't want one, but like, not to get too dark, I probably would have shot myself when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of idiocy
makes it too easy.
Yeah.
It makes shit too easy having a gun. It makes things too quick. It means that like flash decisions can like change things wildly. Yeah. Like look,
you're gonna get pissed up. You're gonna get your gun. And you're gonna put some beer cans on the wall. That is what is going to happen.
Mate, you've seen British
and you
town
forgot
centres.
there's people behind it.
Yeah,
you know.
But like more than that, man, you've seen British town centres on a Friday, Saturday night in normal times. The chaos that ensues, the violence, just the people who are pissed and just having a random fight. Now, normally, the most that happens is someone spends a night in the cell, someone has a black eye. Most of the time, obviously, things can get worse than that.
Yeah, you get the odd smash bottle.
Yeah, things but
over the head.
If people were just tooled up, drinking like that, having those sort of arguments,
pulling a gun. Yeah, it must happen.
It happens a lot in America. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, fuck that shit. I don't want my mates having guns.
Yeah, but it gets to a stage where let's go out and hit the club like that, and that's like that music. But they're going, if I don't bring a gun, I might get shot because other people have got guns, so I need to be able to protect myself. So I won't use it, but just in case. And then suddenly everyone's doing that.
Well, and there's often like I've seen stuff on like documentary stuff where like someone will go off in a club, then someone will disappear and come back with a gun.
Yeah, that could happen.
That could happen, even if there's like security searching at the door and shit. So it's fucked up. Just like guns are bad juju, and like we had one shooting, we had one mass shooting here, and we went, oh, let's not do that anymore.
Yeah,
like
we the legislation.
Yeah, we just fucking stop it.
Mate.
You don't need a fucking gun. Chill the fuck out. Right.
How do you take? Can you imagine being the guy that said that in America?
Like it's impossible. You couldn't get all of them in America.
All the girl.
And like, I don't think they should even fucking try going into the real sticks to get the bumpkins.
I suppose you pay people to you'd buy go bring your guns in, they're illegal, but they've bought the guns, but also
they've also got loads of guns and they want to fight the government. Right, there's just going to be there's been loads of standoffs before with the police which have ended in huge firefights. There'll be loads of random rednecks in the woods. You would have to fight a war with your own citizens in America. To get rid of it there, you want to get it out of the fucking cities. That's where it's a problem. If some cunt in the sticks has a gun, fuck it, just don't go near his fucking ranch. Right, he's not troubling anyone.
No,
it's people in the cities and in towns. The problem is there's the same law in the centre of fucking New York as there is in Alabama. You know, obviously with there's difference. Around the edges.
There should be a gun in a city.
You shouldn't be allowed a gun in a city.
No.
That's it.
It's obvious stuff, though, isn't it?
It's totally different environment. No one needs a gun in the city.
No, you don't need a gun.
Not for any good fucking reason.
No.
And they're like, oh, but the criminals will still have them. No, they don't in Britain. It's incredibly hard to get a gun. You need to know the right person. You can't just be some random psycho.
Initially, you could offer an incentive to go,
so
there's no questions asked. Just go and hand your gun.
That worked in Britain, it worked in Australia, but
and then you get people shooting each other for guns.
Yeah,
to hand them in.
But in America, I think there's a lot more it's more ideological, where it's it's part of who they are is that they've got guns.
Yeah,
and that's where it's that's been stoked up obviously by outside forces, but that's what makes it a different environment. I
suppose you think that if you owned a gun, you are invincible in a certain way, aren't you?
They feel it.
Yeah,
and if you're on your own territory. And if taking guns off someone who doesn't want you to, when they're dug into their own property in a big fucking yard, a farm or whatever, that's not a simple prospect. That's not something you can just send a fucking intern to do. You've got to send the fucking army to do that, and you're going to take losses.
Yeah.
I reckon fucking leave them to it.
It'd be great with the war with the rednecks, man. Final war. Let's make our final stand.
There's loads of them that fucking want a civil war. There's loads of people jonesing for a civil war, but they are few and and far between, you know. They're not like a genuine, legit threat unless you go to their house with the government to take their guns.
Yeah.
Then, because that's the day they've been prepping for.
It is.
That's the day, like, whenever, like, when Obama was in power.
They've got underground shelters as well.
Yeah, when Obama got voted in, and, like, there was just, like, they were all worried he might do something about gun control. Bullet sales went through the fucking roof, man. They just stock up. Because they're like, right, if you're going to stop us having guns... Come get them.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I've got enough bullets to last me a lifetime of firing guns.
Yeah, that's their whole thing is like, you know, come take it from my cold, dead hands. Like, that's their whole shit, man. And there's some people who fucking mean that shit.
Yeah, they would do.
But they shouldn't be in fucking downtown LA, right?
No.
There should be big metal detectors when you go into a city.
Yeah.
Take your fucking guns off you.
We could put them into a state, usher them into a state.
That's what I think. In America, you've got enough states, make different rules in different states, right? That's what they're meant to do, isn't it? That's meant to be the point of it.
Yeah, I think you've got to have some federal control, though, because with that, because otherwise
make it more extreme.
There'd be loads of people just smuggling guns into the state.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, you know, but you got to make it like proper extreme, where it's like, look, if you want guns, you've got Alabama. Right, that's yours. Go
it's like
wild.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. That's your one there. If you want gay marriage, California. Yeah. Right. If you want legalized weed, you've got Colorado.
You've got the West Coast.
Pick your fucking state.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it's fucked. But yeah, also, fuck them. Not our problem, is it?
No, not at all.
Like, I genuinely like.
I don't think guns are ever going to come over here.
Nah,
There's a lot of things about the American economy that
I don't think there's any appetite over here for guns, man.
No,
I don't think any of us look at America and go, "Oh, that looks sound."
Yeah, we'll import that bit of culture to our lovely little island.
We've got enough problem with like blades and shit. We don't need fucking guns, man.
Yeah, we've got a lot of blades going down, but like you say, there's only ever one death. There's always one or two sometimes.
Yeah.
You
can't do a mass stabbing.
No.
There's never been a mass stabbing in history. Like, you can't do it because someone will fuck you up eventually. You know, like, you could try. Like, there was the ones in London Bridge. There was the ISIS ones where they like stabbed a few people with swords, but that was a group of them, and they got a few, and it was still only. And there was that Millwall fan who fucked them up in the pub.
Oh, was it a Millwall fan?
Yeah,
don't fuck with a Millwall fan in Millwall.
Mate, it literally, like, do you not remember this when the London Bridge attacks, when like a guy stood up and went, like, this guy went in and like shouted like he runs into this pub like, "Allahu Akbar, ISIS," and this guy stands up and just goes, "I'm fucking Millwall!" Yeah.
He's been
and charged him, kicked shit out of him.
Fucking hell, he's been waiting his whole life for that.
Yeah, man.
No fucking way!
Finally, a reason to beat up a brown man.
They've been like, there's a fucking culture war coming. Right, I tell you now, there's gonna be a fucking war.
On that day,
on that day, he went, "Fucking yes!"
And
I've been training for this.
It was what was so awkward with all like the fucking middle class liberals afterwards is because like it turned out obviously like people looked at his social media and it was a bit.
Oh yeah,
but like people are like,
I never realised he was a Millwall fan. I remember him being the hero.
Yeah, it was Millwall. But like that's the thing, and like,
he apprehended.
Sometimes you need a cunt. Sometimes you need someone to do that, innit? Sometimes
you need a Millwall fan.
Sometimes, hey, I never thought it would happen. Yeah. But there was a time when being a violent moron was exactly what we fucking needed.
Yeah, I mean,
someone to see some cunt with a sword and go, "I'm going to have him."
Yeah. So if I was
got to be tapped.
If I was in a pub and that happened, I'd be like, "Is there a Millwall fan? please."
I'd probably like throw my glass and squeal like, "Ah!"
You don't want one of the hooligans that's the gesturer.
You don't need one of those.
You want the guy that goes, "Yes."
You want the guy who breaks the bottle over his own head.
Yeah,
you need that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like,
I'd love to see that. I would love to see a man break a bottle over his own head and then offer a load of other men out.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah. Well, like, why
From a distance.
Be the change that you want to see in the world, Mickey?
Fucking come on.
I don't think breaking a bottle over your own head is as simple as it's been made to look in the movies.
No, it isn't.
They're really solid.
You've got to do it with a Cockney accent. It's all about, like, fucking come on. No one ever does it in a Yorkshire accent, do they?
Fuck off.
Yeah. Right then. No, it doesn't.
Like breaking, I tried to break a bottle over my mate's head when I was.
Yeah, they are quite thick glass.
Mate, he was like, "Go on, do it." Like, you know, we'd all been watching too much Jackass.
Yeah.
And like, mate, I took 3 swings. I just concussed him. So just like bonk. And like, I'm so glad I didn't now because I could have fucked him up. Like, could have cut his head all up. He could have bled loads.
Swings though,
mate. I did 3 times. I did one, and I was like,
didn't you go once? That is not going to break without extreme
no, because I was like,
force?
I was a bit too timid there. And he's like, "All right, go on, have another go." And like, yeah, the second one I was like, "Ooh, no," and he was like, "One more," and then the third one I was like, "Mate," and he's like,
Did you knock him out?
No, it was just woozy.
Right,
it was just
okay.
woozy.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely done some damage.
Yeah, because when a bottle falls on the concrete, it'll often break. But
not always.
Yeah,
man.
And if you go like that on concrete, it would probably break. But your head is not concrete.
It's not concrete. It's not, man. There's a little bit of give.
Yeah.
There's that little bit of cushion is what fucks you up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it stops it breaking and you just get a bonk.
Yeah, I bet some people have got concrete-like heads. Some people are just hard as fuck, aren't they?
Yeah.
You look at them and you go, God, you're hard.
But do you reckon their skull's actually harder than a normal person?
Yeah, I reckon it is, yeah. I reckon it is.
Okay.
Because they can withstand pain.
I think that's more of a mind over matter thing, though. With like,
not necessarily.
Some people feel pain less than other people.
Yeah, they do.
But like, a lot of pain stuff is just like it's overcoming it, isn't it?
It's a nervous system pain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. But I think.
But it's how you react to it. Like some people
feel
get it
less pain because they're just built better for it.
Yeah, some people's like nervous systems just aren't sensitive, so they're like, But then like if you look at someone like on the Jackass thing, I saw an interview with Steve-O from Jackass where he's like, I feel all of it, I just suck it up. It's not like he's better at it, he's just an idiot.
He just they're
making a new film.
Yeah, I heard that.
They're all like fucking 50. There's going to be a point where that gets sad. Because I genuinely love Jackass, right? A big part of my teenage years.
Yeah,
and I think
incredible.
So funny. They are really underrated visual comedians. They do slapstick better than anyone. But like, I hope this one's good. Because like there is going to be a point where you're going to see them fall, and you're not going to be like ha ha ha. You're just going to go, because when they start having a fall,
Johnny Knoxville was so cool and good looking as well. Was part of the reason,
and like indestructible.
Yeah, and he was that, and then they were brilliant actually.
Yeah,
but
big
do
fan.
you reckon they've run out of money?
Some of them might have done.
Do you reckon that? And then they've gone.
Some of them haven't. Some of them are doing fucking fine. But like, Bam Margera is fucked, man. He's not doing the new one. He's like, he's got a really bad drinking problem. It's really sad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was his mum and dad were always part of it.
Yeah, but like he's not going to be in the new one, man. He's like, it's dead sad. He's got a real bad drink problem, man. He's really gone west. So like, yeah, it's fucking sad, man. But it's years and years of excess, just like living life on the edge. Eventually, you've got to stop. You've got to stop eventually. You can't just keep it fucking going.
Well, you kind of can in some senses.
You can, but you got to moderate it. Like, you can't like the way he was living, man.
No.
Like, you can like you live, where you just get pissed twice a week or whatever. Like,
I have a bit more respect for me than that.
I know. But like, where you get very pissed twice a week.
3 times a week.
All right, 3 times a week.
Sometimes 3 times a week.
Sometimes 3 times a week. That is manageable. That's not doing booze and coke every day.
it's just binge drinking. Yeah. But there are people that have, like Marky Smith, for example, who died at 64 or 63. Who was taking speed
functioning
for like 40 years and drinking. So that does happen. I mean,
you can
my old mate Howard Marks was still. Mind you, he wasn't a massive drinker. He was a big drinker, but he wasn't an alcoholic drinker.
Yeah.
But he kept going.
Oh yeah, but you can. There's ways of doing that, but there's a level of like when it's like that rock and roll excess where it's like everything to the extreme, like. Neither of us have come anywhere near what Bam Margera's life was for a decade. He was a multi-millionaire when he was like fucking 20. He had his own reality TV show where it was just like people going around his house and having big parties. He was just fucked like forever, and like now it's just got hold of him. It's just sad, man. Like it was part of the reason I stopped drinking was like, I watch a lot of like music documentaries about like rock and rollers and stuff.
Who died at the height of it.
Well, either that, like there's 2 ways it goes. There's like 3 endings, isn't there? There's like they die at the height of it, or they give up drinking drugs and get healthy, or it's really fucking sad. Those are the only options. Those are the only ones. Like,
Yeah, no. The second one where they don't have to give up and get healthy.
Yeah.
They can still do it. They can just can manage it better.
None of them do it like they did. If you look at every single one of them, they've all given up most of it. They're like, they might still have a drink, but they're not doing all the other stuff. Or they might still smoke loads of weed, but they don't do all the other stuff.
They're not taking heroin anymore.
Everyone who's still in good condition has knocked the serious stuff and the regular, they've all wound it down in some way.
It's like Keith Richards, man. I mean,
but he knocked a lot of shit on the head, Keith.
He never did as much as people thought. I read his autobiography, and he said he'd just do like 1 or 2 lines, but like
he was just a mad head.
Spread it out, and he'd stay up for days because he said I would spread the drugs out.
Yeah. But that's it, like, so like, I didn't want the sad one, man, so I'm like, fucking, I'll just chill.
Fair dues. Sad for Bam.
Yeah, it is, man. I hope he gets better, because like they were genuinely a big part of my childhood, and I think like there's a lot of like blokes of around our age.
Steve-O.
Yeah, man. They are genuinely underrated as
you feel like people
visual
that you feel
comedians.
like you know them.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I hope it's good, and I will definitely eat a massive edible and go see it the first day it's out. But there is going to be a point where it's going to be like, oh, lads. Like I saw the
How old are they then?
Well, like late 40s, I think most of them. So I think they're all looking good, Nick. You know, apart from Bam, obvs. But like I saw the Offspring play when they were in their 50s.
Yes, was that really weird?
Mate, they're still in like board shorts singing songs about their teenage crushes and shit. And it's just like...
It was so great in the 80s, wasn't it? In the mid-late 80s. So great. And then suddenly, like,
it was just a
you're
bit
still
off.
there.
They were shooting...
But where else would they go?
Yeah, and like, look, everyone else was enjoying it. I don't think it was like seen as a bad set, but I was just a bit like, man...
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's just a bit like, you know, singing teenage punk rock. There's just certain music genres that you can't age well
the
into.
Rolling Stones can still do it.
Oh, mate.
And Mick Jagger's bloody running around the stage.
If you're doing like rock like that, you can be any fucking age.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're like a soulful hip hop artist, you can be any fucking age.
Yeah.
You know, like there's loads of jazz, better if you're 90. You know.
Absolutely. Also, you've got Pavarotti, that stuff. The tenors, better when you're older.
Classical, you've got more experience, got more soul to it.
Yeah.
Blues, better if you're older.
Folk.
Better if you're older.
Better if you're older.
But there are some things.
Teenage
pop punk. Pop punk. You've got to be over it by the time you're 19, otherwise you're a fucking pedo.
No, you can do pop punk when you're 20.
Imagine meeting someone now who's in their 50s and was in a ska punk band.
Yeah.
If you met someone and they're like, oh, what do you do? It's like, oh, I'm in Real Big Fish. Really? Still? Nah, good luck to him. Fucking hell. But like, it's just, it feels so teenage, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is really teenage. I wonder what the audience would be like. It'd be like people
blokes
like,
our age, but
yeah,
in checkerboard vans. It's all my mates from my hometown are all still like that. All the pop. And look, mate, right, when I'm driving in my car alone, I will blast a load of that shit. It's the music of my youth as well.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like pop punk and all that was like massive when I was a teenager.
For me, it was like I was so Oasis driven and so Stone Roses driven.
Yeah.
I just loved that. I really loved the Manchester scene, really.
Yeah.
And when that stuff turned up in my life, I tried to resist it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like it, but I did.
I was the other way around. You know, I tried to resist Oasis because, like, it was just a bit of a monoculture at the time. It was everywhere, and everyone was super into him.
For younger people, I don't think they can understand how big Oasis were.
Nah, like there won't be anything like that again because culture's fragmented.
Yeah.
It was literally on the fucking news when they went up against Blur every day.
Yeah.
The headline on the news was, oh, Blur have sold more today than Oasis.
Everybody knew everyone disliked or loved the Gallagher brothers.
Yeah, they were so massive. So I like put it off and I was like, oh, I don't want to be into them because everyone else is. You know, I was always a contrarian. But then, like, you know, the quality of the songs wins you round. Yeah. And, like, you know, like...
Which is your favourite album or your favourite
I'll be honest with you, I like the bangers, mate. I'm a basic bitch.
My favourite genre, my favourite time for Oasis is it's changed, really, but you've got a lot... No, it's 92 to 95, right? That's when...
Yeah, that's peak era,
That's peak. But for me, I like the early demos of... I like 91, 92.
When they're a bit scuzzy.
Yeah, and like Liam's just finding his vocal.
Yeah, no,
I just love that, the shit Oasis early songs.
So I was always Pulp. Always.
Yeah,
Pulp are my guys.
I hated Blur. I hated Blur at the time.
I liked Northern
Blur. Southern, but now I probably prefer Blur to Oasis.
I openly supported Blur just as, again, to be a contrarian thing. And because I was like an artsy, weird kid.
Yeah, you had to support Blur then.
Yeah, and like they were. I ended up going to the same art school that they went to, like Goldsmiths.
Oh my God,
that's where they're from.
Did more than support them.
Yeah, but like they, so you know, like I always liked that they were a bit more, because they were art school. They were a bit more like clever, you know, whereas Oasis are all like vibes and energy and swagger.
Swagger, it's that Shakespeare word.
Exactly, man. So yeah, like, but like, you know, as an adult, you just can't beat Oasis for just a beery 11 p.m. in the boozer. Everyone's got their arms around each other. Don't Look Back in Anger comes on. Come on,
from 92, from about 4 years, from like 90, probably 94 when they hit to 98, they were a phenomenon, and they stood for a lot of working class movement and stuff, but it also incorporated a lot of dickheads throwing beer at people
and pints of piss.
Yeah, and the Blur thing was the intellectual.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, it's not really. But to say, like, when I listen to stuff now, I love it. It's not Vanilla Partridge, but the best of Blur is amazing.
Oh, Blur are amazing, man.
Yeah,
like, they're really genuinely. They've got like 3-4
moved
classic albums.
Quite a long way.
They were much more experimental. Yeah, Oasis were like, this is what we're doing. Here's 5 albums of it. Yeah. Brilliant. Right, I respect that. Yeah, I respect that. Blur were like,
I don't want them to get back together, by the way. As a massive Oasis fan, and so that they inspired me to be a musician, and everything like that. And I don't want them to get back together at all.
Oh, yeah. Do you reckon it's over?
Yeah. But I don't need it again. It was that vibe, good. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, but like the vibe of like if they do one massive show.
I've said this to other people. I would take one-off show. Because not even a tour, just one. Just do it once. Or a weekend.
Yeah. Like
twice.
They're gonna have to do more than one show.
Yeah, because it's that big. You can't set up.
They'd sell a week.
Yeah. But of course they would.
But like I'm like some band reformations have been fucking amazing, man. I saw the Pixies when they first came back, right? And like the Pixies are one of my favourite bands of all time. And like I was worried. I was like, is it going to be shit? And it was the best show I've ever seen live. They played for 3 hours at Leeds Festival and played everything, like every song I could have wanted the Pixies to play, and they just didn't break between songs. It was just hit.
Just went with it. With your feet in the air and your head on the ground.
Mate, that just with a crowd of like 50,000 people singing the.
Oh yeah, the Pixies are incredible.
They're one of my favourite bands ever, man.
Got a shiver,
mate. Me too. And like Frank Black's voice live, and then
is that his name?
Yeah.
Never known.
Black Francis, he goes by now.
What?
He calls himself Black Francis now.
Why?
Just he changes it up because he's a weird dude.
Is it like Jung Ji-sung Park?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's Korean.
Hasn't he? Yeah,
Black Francis is Korean, lad. That's what's happened.
Man, we've. I mean, I could be Kerr P. Mickey.
Kerr P. Mickey.
You still know who I am, though, don't you?
You do, exactly.
It doesn't. I mean, you can totally change it round.
There we go.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about it.
Mate, I think we've tied this up. I reckon we've come
Gold's
back.
full.
I reckon that's it on Gold's full. It doesn't quite work. There's no middle word.
No, I know, yeah. Fool's gold. Yeah, it doesn't work at all.
Podcast Gold Fools. But, you're adding an extra word in. Anyway.
It's weird now.
Yeah, it is weird. We've made it weird. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, fuck off.
Waka 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 waka